Hello, and welcome to Peggy's Plants, coming to you from Central Florida. Hello, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm diving into the world of the Monstera Esqueleto. With its dramatic fenestrated leaves and rainforest origins, this beautiful plant is a must have for any collector. So stick around for everything you need to know to grow yours indoors like a pro. Native to the cloud forests of Costa Rica, Monstera esqueleto is an epiphytic climber. And that means in the wild, it grows on trees and it reaches towards the filtered sunlight that comes through the dense canopy of the trees. It thrives in high humidity, warm temperatures, and nutrient rich organic matter. Understanding this helps us recreate the ideal conditions indoors that we try to mimic when we grow our houseplants. I was really excited in November of 2023 when I first got this Monstera Esqueleto. This is what it looked like the first day that I got it. And it was a plant that I had been wanting for quite some time. However, admittedly, I didn't really know how to take care of it. I did some basic research and did what I felt like was the right thing for the plant. And it was only a matter of a couple of months before it started showing me there were some problems. The leaves began to droop. It dropped a few leaves. It just looked all over pitiful. I began getting really concerned that I was going to lose this plant. I paid a lot for it and I just love this plant. So at this point, I decided it was time to make some changes, and I did. And the plant started showing me that it was bouncing back, started getting some new growth, and I was pretty sure at this point the plant would make it. Although everyone's experience will be different, from my perspective and what I went through with this plant, I do not consider it a beginner plant. Once I figured things out, it was smooth sailing. So now I'd like to share with you some care tips to show you how I took this plant from looking like this to this. Keeping in mind this plant originates from the Costa Rican cloud forest and is epiphytic, it was important to mimic the natural environment. Bright indirect light is key. Think east facing window or filtered light through sheer curtains. Avoid direct sun because it will scorch the leaves. And keep the temperature between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be 18 to 29 Celsius. Since the first weeks of having my Monstera Esqueleto, it has lived in a back hallway in my house where I have windows across the hall and a door, as you see here. I control the lighting with my mini blinds and it works well for me. At no time does this plant get direct sunlight, but it does get plenty of bright indirect sunlight. If your plant setup doesn't allow for bright, indirect, natural lighting, your plant will likely still grow, but it will not thrive. It definitely needs lots of bright light. So you may want to use a grow light instead. I'll be sure to put a link for this grow light as well as other things you see in this video in the description box. As for humidity, the Monstera Esqueleto prefers humidity at 60% or above, and if that's difficult for you to maintain in your home, you can always use a humidifier or a pebble tray. The Monstera Esqueleto loves airy, well-draining soil. Use an aroid mix, equal parts peat or cocoa coir, perlite, orchid bark, compost, charcoal, whatever you use for your aroid should work fine. This prevents root rot and mimics the loose organic matter of its native flora in the forest. And if you're like me and prefer to use leca, this plant has done well for me in leca. You should probably expect to repot this plant every 1 to 2 years or when the roots start peeking from the bottom. Make sure you choose a pot that has drainage holes if you're using soil. I highly recommend giving your Monstera Esqueleto a moss pole to climb or a trellis. It encourages larger, more fenestrated leaves. And with proper care, your Esqueleto can grow leaves up to 2 feet long indoors. So, yeah, go for those big leaves. They're a showstopper. Water your Monstera Esqueleto when the top 2 to 3 inches of soil feels dry, prefers consistent moisture, but hates soggy roots. Use room temperature water and bottom watering occasionally to encourage deep root growth. And if you don't know what I mean by bottom watering, I'm showing you here with my smaller plants in soil. This is what I do. I just place them in a bowl of my watering solution. I typically add my fertilizer at this time as well as my systemic pesticide. Avoid overwatering, especially in the winter months. During the winter months, plants grow slower and therefore need less water. I like to use a moisture meter in my plants growing in soil just to make sure that before I water them, they actually need water, as well as I check around the soil to make sure that they are getting evenly watered. If you have an overwatered plant and it seems to be on the decline, allow the plant allow the soil to dry out and then check for root rot. I have plants that I really like, or I have a plant that isn't doing well and I want to make sure I don't lose it. I always do a propagation. I take cuttings from that plant in hopes that if the initial one dies, I'll have a backup plant at least. And that is what I did with this Monstera Esqueleto. I actually took two cuttings from it, and the bottom leaves and the long stem with the leaves on the top are two separate plants, actually. And where some plant collectors would see this long vining stem that's blank as a bad thing, I see it as propagation opportunity. So, what I'm going to do here is go ahead and propagate the top portion of this plant. And it's very easy to do. All you have to do is take a stem cutting with at least one node or aerial root. So as you see, I have lots of opportunity here. Just cut the plant in between nodes and we're ready to go. So I'm just going to remove this portion from the moss pole. And here's a close-up look at the cutting. As you can see, the aerial roots have already started to develop, and that's why I left it attached to the moss pole. So until I was ready to propagate the plant, the nodes could go on and begin to hopefully develop. And in my experience, this Monstera Esqueleto roots as quickly and as easily as a pothos, maybe a little longer. But I've never had any issues with my cuttings rotting or anything like that from this particular Monstera. I like to use water to root this plant. However, if you have more luck with sphagnum moss or you have a different process, do whatever you're most comfortable with and have the most success with. But this has not been a difficult plant like, say, a Monstera albo. I've never had issues like that with this Monstera Esqueleto. And there you have it, your complete guide to Monstera Esqueleto care. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out your plant journey, this beautiful plant will reward you with stunning foliage and tropical vibes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for more rare plant care tips. Drop your questions or Esqueleto pics in the comments or on our community board. Thank you, stay well, take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.